Wow.
Before the world even stirs, Mike Tyson is already out there moving through the darkness. Road work in the cold air. Fists slicing through the silence.
Good to see you there, man. I killed Fabrice yesterday.
Yeah?
I killed Fabricio.
Yeah, what's he talking? That's my brother. How's he doing?
He's doing well. He's in the mouth on yeah.
Just want to me. Yes. Yes, better than that's not too much. That's why I just want you. Find the angle outside.
Every round and every breath carries purpose. This isn't nostalgia and it isn't a spectacle. It is discipline reborn. Somewhere ahead stands Floyd Mayweather, and Tyson is preparing like a storm, studying exactly where to strike.
What? Oh, let's get my stuck. Here we go.
Your eyes on him. If he moves, you're gonna move as well. You're gonna go inside. You can see it. You can see it. Put it to the door. Nice kick, Mike. Solid shot. Excellent. Beautiful. Good, Mike. Just like
The day begins sharply at 4 a.m. No alarms required. Just discipline and unfinished business. Tyson ties his shoes and heads out for a brutal 3 to 5 mile roadwork run before the sun even considers rising. The kind of grind that built the legend in the first place.
There's also a low number that we had a bathroom break and we ended up not getting a full 3 minutes. But the point is, the numbers are there, and it computes into success. It's the form coming together, creating the speed, creating the power. It's beautiful.
Breakfast barely settles before the real grind starts. 10 to 12 rounds of sparring where gloves crack and the pressure never fades.
There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, weave out of there.
fast split-second timing, doing everything right. Nice.
Very good. Hands up, chin down, tight D, beautiful. Breathe and relax. Move your head after. Good spring, either way. Go left, go left.
Then comes the old-school punishment. Push-ups, dips, sit-ups, shrugs, and that classic 10 minutes of neck work that made Tyson look like a heavyweight tank.
Nice double.
After lunch there's no relaxation. Just another 6 rounds rotating through bag work, slip bag drills, jump rope rhythm, pad work, and the speed bag rattling like a drum solo echoing through the gym.
There you go.
More calisthenics follow because Tyson's version of rest apparently means switching exercises. Shadowboxing comes next, slower and more surgical.
Lord, Mike. You're born for this, brother.
Focused on timing and technique, sharpening the instincts that once terrified the entire division.
It's impressive. Everything hard. Yeah. Everything hard.
It's the body shots.
Body shots. Thanks a lot for this equipment. So, the way he train is the way he fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say right now.
Finally, the day winds down with a cool-down ride on the exercise bike and studying fight footage. Every move, every pattern, every weakness. Because in Tyson's mind this isn't an exhibition. It's preparation to make sure Floyd Mayweather never feels comfortable running again.
30 seconds, 30 seconds!
Stop his head moving as soon as you're down.
Uncut in there.
That brutal Tyson training schedule we just walked through, the 4 a.m. road work, the endless sparring rounds, the neck work that looks like it was designed by a medieval blacksmith, suddenly collides with Jeff Mayweather calmly stepping into the conversation like the family member who knows exactly how dangerous Floyd still is but refuses to sell it like a movie trailer. Jeff basically admits he discovered Floyd's comeback the same way the rest of the world did, which is hilarious because even the Mayweather family seems to receive breaking news about Floyd at the same moment as Twitter. But when Jeff starts talking about Floyd's work ethic being instilled in him, that's where I lean forward a bit because that's the part casual fans underestimate. Jeff isn't shouting that Floyd will dominate everyone. He's saying something quieter and honestly more frightening. The habits never disappeared. That gym discipline doesn't retire.
Floyd can still compete with these young fighters out here because he worked so hard and it's been instilled in him. And so I don't think that him coming back is going to be a setback where they think that everybody just can whoop him. It got to be somebody special that's going to try.
Then Jeff drops a reality check when Terrence Crawford's name comes up, basically saying, hold on, Bud is still active, and that might be too much to jump straight into after years away. That's not disrespect, that's veteran logic. At the same time, Jeff calls the Tyson matchup what it probably is, an exhibition spectacle. More entertainment than war, which makes sense because two legends sharing the ring already creates enough chaos for one night. But the most interesting moment is when Jeff drops that uncomfortable truth about boxing today. Floyd and Pacquiao can still generate bigger money than the current generation.
Like the way that, he carries himself and basically how he, like he said, that at some point you got to walk away from this sport because something can happen to you and the money don't mean anything if something happens.
Think about that for a moment. Two icons who haven't had real fights in years still overshadow entire divisions of young champions. That isn't just nostalgia. That's star power physics. And Jeff ends with the line that sticks with me. Floyd might be older, but he isn't lying down for anybody. Translation: whoever signs that contract better understand they aren't stepping in there with a retired celebrity. They're stepping into the ring with a man who built a career turning impossible nights into long, frustrating ones for anyone standing across from him.
The Pacquiao and the Mike Tyson, do you know anything, you have any details about that?
Well, I mean, like I said, the Tyson and Floyd fight, it's an exhibition.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be, kind of like him and Jake Paul.
Jeff Mayweather's calm confidence about Floyd still having that old discipline barely settles before Tim Desert Storm Bradley jumps into the conversation like someone just kicked open the studio door and said, "All right, let's stop being polite for a moment." Bradley straight up says Floyd didn't want the Pacquiao rematch years ago. And you can almost hear boxing fans grabbing popcorn because that kind of sentence instantly ignites comments section wars. Bradley essentially argues that if Floyd truly wanted that sequel, it would have taken place back when Manny was asking for it. And now, years later, the timing suddenly makes sense because the financial opportunity is simply too massive to ignore. And look, Bradley isn't whispering it either. He's saying the quiet part out loud about how options can change behavior. When you're undefeated, comfortable, and sitting at the top of the sport, you get to pick and choose your battles.
Mayweather has to do this fight because he needs that bread. That's why. That's why. And it's funny when you have options. When you have options, yo, you can make your choice. When you're doing great and you got money in the bank and you sitting pretty, yeah, you sitting pretty, 51-0 or 50-0. Isn't it great? But now, when you need them, you call on them. Mayweather didn't want this damn fight with Manny Pacquiao years ago, and now he wants this damn fight now. Because he needs money, that's why.
Bradley says this moment feels different now. And whether fans agree or disagree, it's a fascinating perspective because timing in boxing has always been half strategy and half business chess. Then Bradley adds another layer when he references Pacquiao's recent performance in Ryan Garcia's win over Mario Barrios, suggesting Floyd might examine that landscape and think experience can still overcome chaos. That's classic fighter psychology right there. Study the tape, measure the risk, then convince yourself the puzzle can be solved. But Bradley also says something that perfectly captures the strange paradox of this entire situation. It might be late, really late, yet the entire world will still watch. That's the gravity of these names. People can debate motives, question the timing, and roll their eyes at nostalgia, but the moment Mayweather and Pacquiao appear on the same poster again, the fight world collectively pretends it wasn't curious while quietly clearing its schedule to watch.
I don't mind legends and stuff like that. Doing this type of stuff, this is great. This is fantastic. I love it. Yes, I love it. But damn it, it's too late. It's too late. I just keep it a buck, it's damn too late. And will I be watching it? Yeah, I think the world gonna be watching it too. I think everybody gonna be watching it. However, Manny Pacquiao can't beat no damn Mayweather, man. Sorry to tell y'all, he can't beat no Mayweather, man. Nope.
Tim Bradley already lit the room on fire by questioning the timing of this Mayweather-Pacquiao sequel. And then Keith One-Time Thurman strolls into the conversation sounding far less shocked and far more philosophical about the entire circus. Thurman basically shrugs and asks the most dangerous question in boxing media, "Are you going to watch it?" And I laughed because that question alone destroys half the debate instantly. Bradley was arguing about motives, timing, and money. Thurman flips the script and says, if fans, media, and casual viewers are still tuning in, then guess what? The fight already succeeded before the bell even rings. Then Thurman drops a subtle history lesson people often overlook. He reminds everyone that Floyd opened the crossover floodgates with the Conor McGregor fight. And from there, the sport shifted into this hybrid era where spectacle, celebrity, and boxing all live in the same neighborhood. When Thurman says Jake Paul basically grabbed Floyd's blueprint and ran with it, that line lands like a sneaky jab because it explains why these Netflix-style mega events keep appearing. And Thurman isn't even angry about it. He's almost sympathetic when he talks about the addiction to fight night, the adrenaline, the attention, and the giant payday that arrives in a single evening.
The world is ever changing, man, and Jake Paul, really, it was Floyd first, right? Floyd first did the first ever big super crossover celebrity boxing match against Conor McGregor, who was a UFC fighter, who was Jake Paul fighting a lot of boxing matches against ex-UFC fighters. So it's almost like Floyd set up the blueprint, and then, you know, Jake Paul took it to another level, and Floyd's like, hey man, I can't just let these young people do something better than me.
That giant payday that lands in a single night, that's the part outsiders don't understand. You don't just retire from a job, you retire from a feeling. Thurman even brings up Roy Jones as the cautionary example, a legend who kept chasing that energy long after his peak years. But here's where Thurman's logic collides with Bradley's criticism in the funniest way. He admits the fight might be late. Yet he also knows the entire world will still watch it anyway. So suddenly the argument stops being about whether it should happen and turns into the only question that actually matters in prize fighting: are you entertained? Because if the answer is yes, boxing will always find a way to sell the moment. On one side you've got Mike Tyson waking before sunrise, grinding through roadwork, sparring rounds, and old-school punishment like he's trying to rewind the clock through pure willpower. On the other side you've got Floyd Mayweather, the master strategist, the man whose entire career was built on discipline, precision, and making opponents look like they were chasing shadows all night. Then you throw in Jeff Mayweather reminding everyone that Floyd's habits never left. Bradley stirring the pot about timing and motivation. And Thurman calmly pointing out the one truth nobody can escape: if the world is still watching, the fight still matters. That's the strange gravity of legends. Logic says the moment passed years ago. Emotion says the rivalry never truly left. Somewhere in the middle sits the reality of boxing, where nostalgia, curiosity, and business collide into one massive spectacle. And honestly, whether people admit it or not, when names like Tyson, Mayweather, and Pacquiao enter the conversation, the entire fight world stops and listens for a moment.
And I used to be the money man. I was the money man, you know, and it is what it is, man. You know, he lives a very fancy lifestyle. Some people say that, you know, that they need the money. Pacquiao needs the money. Floyd needs the money. Hey, man, you need the money. Get back in the business and make the money. It is what it is, man. But this is what boxers know best. I mean, it's hard.
But now I want to hear from you. Do you think this is still a fight worth watching, or is it a moment that should have remained in the past? Is Tyson's intensity enough to shake Floyd's legendary defense, or does Mayweather's ring IQ still control the entire chessboard even at this stage? Drop your take in the comments. Let's really talk about it. And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Pulse.